my name is Lian and this is my first video. It's gonna be an Owl's Magical Readathon TBR. If you want to know what Magical Readathon is, there will be a video linked in the description box and you can watch it. So, you could choose a magical career, but you don't have to. But I of course did. And I chose the librarian. And for librarian, you have to pass 5 owls. And they are ancient runes, arithmancy, defense against the dark arts, history of magic, and transfiguration. But in general, there are 12 subjects, and you can try to pass all of them. I have chosen a book for all 12, but I'm gonna prioritize those 5 that you need to pass for the librarian. So let's start from the first subject. First one is ancient runes, and for that you have to read a retelling. And I have chosen Pride by E.B. Zoboy, and that's an Pride and Prejudice retelling. The next subject is arithmancy, and for that you have to read a work by more than one author. And for that I have chosen the second book in Warrior Cat series. It's by Aaron Hunter, but behind that name there is 5 or 6 persons, so more than one author. The next subject is astrology, and for that you have to read a book with a star in the title. And for that I only had one book on my shelves, and that's Even the Darkest Stars by Heather Fawcett. And yeah, all I know about it that it's a fantasy. The fourth subject is care of magical creatures, and for that you have to have a land animal on the cover. And I have chosen this kids poetry book by a Latvian author, and as you can see there is a cat and 2 mice on the cover. The next one is charms, and for charms you have to read an adult book, and I have chosen One More Day by Mitch Albom. I have read few books by him, but not this one, so I think I will try if I get to it. The next one is Defense Against the Dark Arts, and for that you have to read a book that title starts with an R, and I have chosen Reckonings. Yeah, I chose it because it's really small, and I'm not sure how much I will be able to read. So next subject is divination, and for that you have to have a book that's set in the future, and I have chosen Artemis by Andy Weir, and it's set in 2080 on the moon. Yeah, and that's kind of all I know about the book. The next one is herbology. Plant on the cover is the prompt. And I have Library at Montchar by Scott Hawkins, and if you can see there is trees on the cover. I borrowed this book from my brother, so I have to read it before I can give it back to him. The next one is History of Magic, and that's a book published at least 10 years ago. And I have Gene Webster's Daddy Longlegs. This one is not published 10 years ago, but the first time it got published it was in early 1900s, I think. It's one of my favorite books, and I will try to listen to it on audio this time. The next one is Muggle Studies, and for that you have to read contemporary, and I have chosen Radio Silence by Alice Oseman, and for that I'm going to listen to it on audio because I don't have a physical book. The next one is Potions, and you have to read the sequel to pass Potions, and I have chosen Crimes of Grindelwald. That's a sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That's a movie script, you all probably know. And the last book is for Transfiguration, and it's Sprayed Edges or red cover, and for that I have Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, and it has red cover and sprayed edges, so it kind of fulfills both things, but you have to choose could have chose just one. So yeah, and that's my TBR. I'm gonna show the ones that are for the librarian career. So these 4 and the Pride by E.B. Zolboy, those will be my priority, and the rest ones, if I finish this, then I'm gonna read some of those. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and maybe see you in the next video. Bye!